We're live on Thursday Night Live!
Wally jar?
Wait, yeah, not the spaghetti jar that still has some labels.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Steve's giving me water. We drink out of spaghetti jars.
It's important to hydrate.
And I really like spaghetti flavored hydration. It's true, I do, but it's not why we do it.
It's important to hydrate.
Mm-hmm. Hello and welcome to tonight's stream. It's Thursday. We doing some bonus streams. We're working our way through our Gen Con selection, and so tonight it's as tall as both of our dogs stacked on top of each other, which they would never do. They would never do. But we're getting there. We're gonna play 3 games tonight to help get this thing done, and maybe if we can handle it, we'll do 4 games. But yeah. Ooh. Why?
Why not?
No, but why?
Why not?
Because it's supposed to be closer.
Oh.
Like, it literally doesn't matter at all for us. It's meant to be, like, right there. Steve was adjusting the pop filter on the mic. Pop filter. Pop. Okay, I tweeted that we're live, and then my phone was like, did we want to tweet? But tonight, we are playing 3 games, and we're starting with Patchwork Express by Rosenberg. Ichi, are you okay? She literally just tried to get up and failed. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. My old pupper. You okay? Did your hip get out? Did your knee get out? This is the most distracting stream anyway. So Patchwork Express, if you're not familiar, Patchwork is a 2-player only game about quilting. It's a tile placement game where you're placing like patches of tiles on a quilt. And it's secretly a cutthroat economic game. Mm-hmm. Patchwork Express is the express version of that game that plays in like half the time, quarter of the time. It's also meant for younger ages, so it's for ages 6 and up according to the box. And then they're also at Spiel, Essen Spiel this year, they are releasing Patchwork Extreme, which we will be getting and streaming from Spiel. But Essen Express was the Gen Con release, and Extreme will be the Essen Spiel release.
Okay, so we have regular Patchwork, Patchwork Express, and Patchwork Extreme, and Cutthroat.
Yeah, they're all
cutthroat. So Patchwork Express is like pirates in a sloop, and then Patchwork Extreme is like pirates in a galleon, and then regular Patchwork is like pirates in a frigate.
I don't know.
I'm thinking about like the speed and efficacy.
I don't know why you're trying to apply pirates to Patchwork.
Because you said it's cutthroat.
That's not... No, grandmas can be cutthroat. There's a lot of needles and pins in sewing. I don't know if you... And cutters, rotary cutters.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
and
like...
quilting shears.
Okay,
like...
So...
Have you ever seen a quilting competition? Them women nasty to each other. Oh, it's dangerous.
Okay, so Patchwork Extreme is the roller derby quilting grandmas.
No.
And then Patchwork Express...
No, you're mixing metaphor. Literally, it's just Patchwork Express is like, my first quilt. And Patchwork is like... I occasionally quilt for relaxing and, babies and stuff. And then, like, Patchwork Extreme is like, I enter competitions, I win national tournaments, my quilts sell for thousands of dollars. So it's like that's the level.
It's like best in show.
Oh, yeah.
Level. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like...
I get you.
Yeah. If you've never... Steve doesn't understand quilting.
I only understand pirates.
It's very true. We're gonna... the tweet still hasn't gone live, which is why I don't think we have anybody in the chat. Wow, you're really cold. We're live, but my phone didn't tweet it. Playing Patchwork.
Is that like passive-aggressive tweet at your phone?
It's not really passive because I called my phone out.
Oh, yeah. Well, you didn't at your phone.
My phone doesn't have an at. It is itself.
That's true.
But I wrote it on my phone. Which would be like me telling you to say, like... It would be like me having you deliver a message to somebody and be like, oh, sorry, this sucked because Steve didn't do it. But it would be like you telling the person.
Yeah.
Tiffany says this sucks because I didn't do it.
Passive-aggressive.
That's not bad.
Anyway. At some point we'll play Patchwork Express.
Yeah. It's Thursday. We're more chill anyway, so whatever. So let's set this up. I'm really excited to play Patchwork Extreme, but I do like Patchwork Express. We actually got rid of normal Patchwork because it was like too cutthroat for us. Does that make sense? Like, if we want to play a hardcore tile placement game that's like hurts our heads, we were gonna play Feast of Odin.
Which we haven't played in a while.
We haven't. I really want
to play.
Yeah. So, ooh, can you get
Rosenberg.
that? So if you're playing this game, if you're learning from us, I'm sorry, but the fans are loud. I'm gonna turn that one off. It's still going. Whoa, that's really far over. Let's fix that. There we go. So you're gonna have the center board. So this board is the time tracker. I feel like we've streamed this recently because I feel like I've taught this so many times recently because I have. Then you're gonna take 5 buttons. Button, who's got the button? And each player is gonna get 5 buttons. These are my buttons.
I'm enjoying this way too much.
Can you get your buttons? Get your buttons.
How many buttons? 5
5.
buttons?
You have 5 buttons. And then you're going to take all the little fabric bits and all of the ones that have the blue and green box, which all have blue fabric, you're going to put to the side. I just put them back in the box for right now. They're going to come out at the end game, but they don't start in the like fabric options at the start of the game. So then each player is going to take the quilt board, and then you're going to lay these tiles out in a circle around the center time board. And try to be as random as you can. If you're experienced with normal Patchwork, this gameplay is exactly the same. The difference is these tiles will be added to the tile circle when we have 5 or less tiles available. And we also don't get any bonuses for doing like a 7x7 because our quilts are already 7x7s. They're already small. So
Express is basically just faster and smaller board.
It's faster. It's a smaller board. I think it's meant more for kids.
Yeah.
Just because it's the faster board. I'm gonna put my
and the time goes faster. Board's smaller.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put my buttons right here. I'll put them right here, so we are mirrored. So the starting, each player has a pawn, like a little wooden cylinder that matches their player color, and you're going to start with both of them on the A spot. Whoever is on top is going to go first, so I made Steve go first in this time, randomly determined. Normally I believe the youngest player goes first, but we just do it random. Then you're going to take the big wooden pawn, and you're going to put it in front of, so to the left of, the 3L piece, this piece.
I always wondered how you figured out where it started.
Yep. There's one of those in every version of Patchwork.
I really like the patch prints on this one. I think these are different from regular Patchwork, right?
The fabrics?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the fabrics. Then you're going to take these single tiles.
Like sheep.
You're going to take these single tiles and you're going to put them on the patch spots on the board. And so how this game works is... Hang on, let me turn off this fan really fast. Woo! There was a corgi back there.
Sorry, I didn't warn you. She was back there.
Okay. Sorry, sweetie. Okay. How this game works is we are trying to gain the most buttons. Buttons are currency in this game and they're victory points. And we're also trying to complete our quilts. At the end of the game, for every visible square on our quilt boards, we will lose 2 points, which is sad.
Yeah.
We'll lose 2 buttons. So there's that. So you're trying to gain buttons, but you also need to use buttons to purchase patches. In addition to using buttons to purchase patches, you will use time, which is tracked on this board. The game ends as soon as both players have gone all the way down the time track and ended on the N space, or the Z space, sorry. Each sheep. No idea. Sorry. This is a great stream, everybody. By great, I mean not. So when both players have reached the Z space, the game is over. And then you'll tally up points. So -2 for every open space on your thing, and then every button that you have is a point. So what you'll do is on your turn, from the main pawn, you may select one patch from 1 to 3 in front of this pawn. So as Steve's going to go first, he can either purchase this patch, or this patch. Each patch has on it a cost, a little circle that has a cost. The top cost is the currency in buttons, and the bottom is time. So if he wanted to buy this one, he would have to spend 2 buttons to the supply, which is too close to him. And then he would take the patch and spend 4 times. So he'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he would have to place this on his quilt immediately. And when you place it on your quilt, you place literally anywhere. There's no restrictions except for it has to fit onto the grid correctly and it can't go over the board. So he could do that, right? Then the next person who goes, we actually don't take turns the normal way where we go back and forth. It's whoever is furthest back on the time track. So there's time travel in this game too. So I would go first in this case. And I would have, we move the pawn to fill the location where the patch was that he took. So in case it would go here, and then I have I have these 3 options. But just for teaching purposes, let's say that this one was here. So if I wanted this one, I would take it, I would pay 4 buttons, and then that's not enough time. Okay, for teaching examples, let's say that it takes 4 times to do this one. So I'd pay 4 buttons, put it on my board, and then I would pay 4 times because I'm fidgeting, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm on top. So I would go again because I was on top. If it had taken 3 times and I was behind him, after I finished the placing the tile and the cost resolution, I would still be the one that goes next because I'm behind on the track. So that's how the turn order, or whose turn it is decided in this game. In addition, when a player passes on the time track, so let's say I did that, right? So I paid my 4 buttons and it costs 3 times, so I'm here. And I put this here. Then it's my turn again, and I can pick whatever I want. Maybe I want this weird one because it's 0 buttons, and I have to spend 3 times. And then I put it on the board. That's an awful... I'm going to put it here, right? Then I go 3, so I go 1, 2, 3. I pass this button. This button is an income. Whenever your player piece passes a button on the time track, you gain income, and your income is determined by how many buttons are on your board. So how many buttons there are on the fabric pieces you've attached to your quilt. So in this case, I would gain 1 button as income, and then I'm now in the lead, Steve is behind, and so Steve would go first. Or Steve would go next, rather. In addition, these little patches, when you move onto or through a space that has this patch, you gain this patch immediately, and you must place it on your board when you gain it. You can't hold on to it and use it later. Okay? So we'll just keep playing like that. There's one last rule. So let's say I was here, right? And Steve wanted to go, and Steve didn't want any of the patches that were out. So instead of picking up a patch on his turn, Steve could instead pass the time and gain income. And to do that, he would move so that he was directly in front of my pawn. So he would go 1, 2, 3. He would gain this patch piece, which is great. And then for every space he moved to get in front of me, he would gain a button. So he would gain 3 income. So that's the second way to get buttons. If you fall really far behind, you can take advantage of your opponent being very far ahead in time to gain a lot of buttons quickly. If, for instance, this is the situation and I can't afford any of these buttons, which I can't, now that it's my turn because I'm in the back, I could decide I'd have to, because I can't take one of those tiles, pass the time by advancing. So in this case, I would gain 2 buttons, because even though Steve is directly in front of me, I would leapfrog over him. And we could keep doing that for the whole game. That would be very boring, and we would lose a lot of points, and it wouldn't be worth it.
Yep.
So that is the rules of Patchwork with some really quick examples. So we will repair the board, and then we'll actually play. So I'll reset. There we go, and now we'll actually play. Kabuki says that Patchwork always felt like a zippy game, as it was. It's
I mean, this one is probably 8 and up on the box. 6. 6 and up, yeah. So I think this is
this is meant for kids.
The edges are just filed down a little bit, yeah.
Well, and also it's very fast. When Steve and I play normal Patchwork, it takes us 45 minutes to an hour because we get a little AP and cutthroat.
Yep. So I'm gonna do.
This game is quick. It's
3
quicker because
buttons
there's less
and 1
options.
time.
And yeah.
So 1 time, then it is Tiffany's turn.
It is Tiffany's turn.
Uh,
I'm gonna pay 2 buttons to get that, and 1 time. So
oh
on
no!
top. And then I get to go again, and I will do. I'm gonna do this 3 one. I'm gonna get this tea for Tiffany.
One thing that's interesting, I feel like I'm a little better at Patchwork, having played, because I didn't play the app version a lot, which I know a lot of people did, but having played like Feast for Odin, Cottage Garden, Indian Summer, Barren Park,
Just
other
list
games.
them all. Just list
other,
all
other
the tile
games.
placement games.
Then coming back to play Patchwork, I'm like, oh, now
1 short. Alright.
now I feel a little more comfortable doing tile placement. So I have 2 buttons.
Yeah.
I can only afford 1 tile. So I will do 1 button and 3 time. And I will put this button, or put this patch somewhere. I'll put it there.
Alright, and it's your turn. Yes, and there's no 7x7 bonus. And in addition, when we get down to 5 tiles remaining in this circle, we will put these blue tiles randomly behind the pawn to add in. These ones are just like straights. So.
Ooh, I am in trouble. I have to pass, but I get 1 button and no income.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have no buttons on the board.
I have no buttons to purchase things with, and there's nothing that's free. So I'm going to have to pass as well. So I go 1, 2 to skip in front, and I get an income. So I actually get 3 because I have an income on my board. And then it's Steve's turn.
And with 2 buttons, I can get 1 of the tiles.
Steve is a Tetramino placement master.
Is Tetramino only ones that are 5s, or is it all of these types of shapes? So
Well,
I'll go 1, 2,
Tetro isn't 5, is it?
3. I don't think it is.
Yeah. I don't think Tetro limits to 5.
Okay. I did that. It is Tiffany's turn. I am Baroque.
I really want...
What was the Baroque period?
You took the tile I was kind of banking on, which...
Mid-17th century, I think.
Sucks for me. So I'm definitely gonna end up with a gap. I really want a specific tile, so I'm gonna pass. 1, 2, 3, which gets me another income.
Of 4.
So I actually get 4.
I have to pass because unless there is a 0 button piece, there's not. So 1, 2, so I get 3 buttons.
Okay. I'm going to purchase. Oh. I was gonna do a thing, but now I'm like, maybe I should do that thing. I think I'm gonna do that thing. So I'm gonna do that. To do that, which costs me 5 buttons, but then I get 2 time, so 1, 2, which is great because I need this patch to go right here. And let's see.
I'm gonna pay 2 buttons and 4 time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I place the tile first, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I get 2 buttons for my income.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I really want this, but it's too many buttons. But it's cool. I'm gonna wait. 1, 2, 3, 4 to get that patch. And I'll put the patch right here. And I get 6 buttons because I moved 4 and I have an income of 2. I'm rich. Rich, I tell you. And then it's Steve's turn.
I would also like that piece.
Well, you don't have enough buttons.
I don't, so I'm
Nope.
gonna get this piece. So 0 buttons and 3 time. 1, 2, 3, which gets me
2 income.
2 incomes.
So Tetramino might be
and-
4 correct, 4 required, not 5.
Interesting.
Well, because Tetris is 4, yeah.
Oh, and all Tetris pieces are 4, aren't they?
Mhm, yeah.
What was I gonna say?
No idea. I don't listen. It's a lie. I'm gonna go ahead and do 6 buttons to get this one, which is sheep. Meevils. Sheep meevils. Meevils that are sheep.
4 time.
Yep.
That gets
So I
you a
go
patch.
1, 2, 3, 4. So I get another patch. And I get an income. I think I need to do that. And my income is 4 buttons.
I am going to pay 4 buttons to take this tile.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 4 buttons and 2 time. I will go 1.
Are you 2-timing your buttons?
I am 2-timing my buttons. Okay, and then I get to go again. So I will pay 1 button, 1 button and 1 time.
Mediocre Gamer just played along with us in Railroad Inc. and we won. Which
that's fun.
Did you play red or blue? I love when people play with past me and then tell future me or current me. It's one of my favorite things. We have to figure out.
Speaking of time travel,
we have to figure out how to get people to play with future me and then tell current me that they play with future me. Now, actually, they would have technically come out before. So we basically do this. So we move it so that all of the existing tiles are in front of the pond, and then we randomly put the blue ones behind the pond.
What is the trigger? Is it 5 or less pieces? 4 or less pieces?
5 or less pieces.
So it would have triggered when I took this piece.
Yes.
Oh, no, before. You're right.
So there you go. Mediocre Gamer played blue. Did you like it? Did you like the blue? Did you play along with the welcome to? Because you coulda. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. I'm going to do 6 buttons to buy this thing right there. Which I had a perfect spot for, and then I got rid of it. So, it's fine. I'll do there. And then I move 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So I get income, and my income is 6 buttons. It's convenient.
Too convenient.
Yeah, we were selling Welcome to at Gen Con at the booth, the Deepwater Games booth, and I was like, people would ask if they could play in any of the events, and I was like, no, but you could play along with a past version of me on the video.
So I get this, and then I get, so that was 1, 2, 3 buttons, and then I get 3 more for my income.
Oh, that's cool. I should listen to that one. Kabuki.
She probably needs to go.
I think she went stunner. If we're honest, Cena barking this late at night went stunner. Oh, dudes. Okay, I'm gonna pay 5 buttons to gain this one. And then I'll put it right there.
Put that one there.
And I move 1 time, which means I move on top of you. And then I will pay for... Oh, it's too expensive. That's... It's like I can only put it there or there. Dina, it's okay. I'll do that. Okay, maybe I can get it again. I will pay 1 button to get... Oh, or I could do this one and get 3 times. Oh, I know, Xena. It's a good option, right? That's what I'm saying. No, I'm going to do the 1 button to get this one for 2 time. And then I'll put it here, which might be a mistake in the end, but it's cool. And then I get an income, so I actually get 7 income.
Wow, you have a lot of income going on.
This is an economy game. People don't realize
it was here.
Yeah, yeah, well, we can do that to make it a little easier.
Let's do this. 2 buttons and 1 time. Gets me this. You don't have to connect to your previous pieces, do you?
Nope. Okay. No. Okay. Did you do your time?
No.
Great. Do your time.
Do your time.
I thought you had to do 2 time. That was 1 time.
No, it's 2 buttons.
It was 1 time. Ah! Alright, take your turn. I think, well, I might have the game locked up, but I might also get a lot of negatives if some things don't happen. This is really funny, because, like, this is, like, speed stream night. Speed stream night! Playing Patchwork Express. Patchwork Express. After Patchwork Express, we're gonna play one of the 2-player games that's in the Lady and the Tiger game from Jellybean. There's actually 5 games in this, and I've played 3 of them now, and I have enjoyed each and every one of them. But we're gonna play one of the 2-player ones to kind of like show off the cards and stuff. So that's the next stream. And then later tonight, we're gonna play King Domino with the Age of Giants expansion.
2, 3 buttons and 2 time.
I needed that one.
So we'll go 1, 2.
But he didn't take the patch.
Which gets me 4 income. I did not.
Dang it. Okay, that's fine. I'll do 2 buttons to do that one. To do that. And I'll do 2 times to get the patch, because I need the patch. The patch there. Yeah, Xena, I know. I know, he's awful. It's true. And then it's Steve's turn. We stream every Tuesday, well, most every Tuesday and Thursday, around 7:30 Pacific time.
0 buttons.
Thursdays, we only stream Thursdays during like con season, so Gen Con, post Origins, post Essen. And then in the spring and early summer, we don't really stream on Thursdays. But we do stream on Tuesdays pretty consistently.
That puts me here.
We took a break for the month of May because I was sick, and then I was sick for the month of June, and then it's just crazy. Yeah. Cool. I desperately need that one for 4.
Oh yeah, why you did?
Yeah, I planned for it. Yeah, 3 times. Which ends the game for me, which sucks. But
I started. Do I still get? Oh no, I get to go.
1, 2. So I get 1 last income, and I get 8. Xena, just give me a minute.
Oh darn, I can't get that one, but I can get this one. So 0 buttons and 2 time. Puts me there, and then I get my last income.
See, he finished his board. I think
3,
he
4,
might win.
5.
Okay. Great.
I rarely get the 7x7. I can't remember the last time I finished my board in Patchwork.
All right. So first, you lose 2 points for every visible square. I lose 6 points, which is definitely what gives it to Steve, because my final score is 3 and his is 7. So he wins.
It's interesting. You had way more income than I did.
I think I should have not purchased this, but like I think the time on all of them would have made me in the game.
That one was you needed to cover those 5 spaces.
You took this from me, and I needed that. And as soon as that was gone, I couldn't.
It was my best option because I was like, I need to cover as many squares as possible because I'm going to run out of time. So
yeah, it's pretty. Yep. All right, just gonna lodge some BG stats. So this is my 3rd time playing.
Thank you, Kabuki.
Excuse me.
I did pull away.
Mediocre Gamer made their own set of dice for reloading. Nice. All
right.
Cool.
I'm gonna figure out.
Well, I wanted to say, did you want to talk about it?
Yes, I did want to talk about it.
You just wanted to walk away?
Yeah.
You're just like, sweet, I won, bye.
Oh.
But Xeno's like, I heard you got up.
You got up for a second. I'm hopeful.
Okay, so this is my 3rd time playing. This is Steve's 2nd time playing. Steve, what are your thoughts, feelings, and opinions about Patchwork Express?
It is somewhat more forgiving than Patchwork, I think, because these small pieces don't come out until towards the end of the game, so it encourages you to use bigger pieces, and then you focus on the small pieces, which I think is more of a strategy in the big game, and then that's
It is, yeah. It's easy to fall into the trap in the big normal game to go for these small pieces, but you really shouldn't. You should try and do as much as you can.
So I think that maybe helps the end of the game be less frustrating because you can use those to help fill in your board. Let's see. I do kind of like the smaller board. I do like it going faster. After my first game of this, I was like, oh, I think this is a better pub game than regular Patchwork because it plays a little faster and the pieces are just physically larger and it ends a little faster. So I feel like this would be a really good one for like the game library at like a game cafe or game pub.
I would say yes and no. I feel like they both have their place.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if you and I are gonna go to game night and sit and have a beer, like we would play
Regular.
We would play with regular Patchwork.
Yeah.
But if we were at like a very, very busy place and we were like cramped, like it wasn't maybe a board game cafe, it was like a normal bar, we would probably play this one because a normal bar wouldn't have beautiful table space like game night here in Portland does. This is not a sponsored stream for game night, but we really like what they're doing. It's a board game bar, not a board game cafe.
And a fairly well lit board game bar. Actually,
It's a
when
very
I was
well-lit
thinking
bar.
about this being a pub game,
There
I
are
was
board game
thinking-
cafes I've been to with worse lighting.
Yeah.
Like,
I was thinking of our local pub, which is like not super bright, and we'd probably be playing this on like one of the big long tables and like elbow to elbow with other people. And I'm like, oh, I think I would probably like I would pick this to take with us. to play
yeah,
there.
if we walked down to the tap room, because there's a neighborhood tap room, we would bring this one. We wouldn't bring the big one. For sure. Because we've brought some larger two-player games and it just doesn't work on, like, normal bar place.
Yeah, like I think we did actually play Newsfjord once, which was fun, but it was like a little. The bar was a little dead, and it was a little ambitious for the space.
So this one works really well if you have less table space. This also I think would work really well for kiddos.
Mm-hmm.
It is for ages 6 and up. I can definitely see playing this with our nieces and our nephews. Our older niece and older nephew. For sure. They're both one is 7 and one is 9, so like this is totally doable.
Yeah.
I mean Kevin, the 9-year-old, we would play normal Patchwork with, but that's because kid's a gamer kid.
I would say this is also maybe good. Like I would like to give this as a gift to like a kiddo or a family and then play it with them to teach, because I feel like this is maybe just slightly less intimidating than the full game. Like it would be a good like give us a gift and then play it with them.
It's not as long.
Yeah.
Like your sister, I think we could get your sister to play this and enjoy this. But the normal one, like it's very intimidating to have that quilts with 9 open squares and like these tiny quilt blocks, like patches, and you're like, oh, this game's gonna take an hour. Whereas this it says in the box it takes 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And we like messed around, taught it, and played it in apparently 32 minutes with us talking about it.
Yep.
So it definitely is express.
And I'm definitely down to play it again. And I think also,
Me
especially
too.
for someone learning to play this, like because it is a little bit more forgiving with how the tiles come out, and because it's faster, you could like play your first game, realize you messed up, and then immediately play again. Whereas Patchwork, I remember the first couple times I played it, it felt a little daunting to set it up and play a second time. I know I'm better at
Well, because our brains would hurt.
Yeah.
And it takes so long. And then I remember the last time we played Patchwork normal, it took us... We actually played twice in a row because we played once and we were like, oh god, I remember now how cruel this game is. And then we played it again and the second game was much faster. But even then we were like, okay, do we play again? And the answer was no, because at that point... We were like, let's play something easier. So we played Dice Forge.
Yeah. And I think this game, again, just with how the tiles come out, it's a little harder to take the exact, like, 1 or 2 space tile that you know your opponent needs. Like, basically, it's a little harder to hate draft because those don't all come out until the end. You still can.
We totally can.
We did, with the big pieces. But it's not as much like, oh, this is the last piece on the board that'll fill your spot, and I'm going to take it. And there's only a couple in the whole thing.
I mean, I think you successfully did that to me, but that's a whole nother...
At the very end, but not, like, in the middle of the game.
Yeah, in the middle, it's a little tougher. So, yeah, that's Patchwork Express by Uwe Rosenberg, published by Lookout Games. It is not in stores yet, but it will be. This was a Gen Con release, and I believe this will be hitting stores in September or October. So yeah, Patchwork Extreme will probably be hitting stores in October or November. It's an Essen release, so it's going to be a little earlier. I don't know if they're going to get it into stores right before Essen or right after, but there's that. So we will definitely get that as well to play it, to just give another comparison on Patchwork, because our shtick is 2-player games. So, and this is a pretty solid 2-player game.
What do you know about Extreme? You might have said it, but I spaced out. Is it like, it's not like the pieces are twice as large, like Patchwork Mega or whatever. Like
no, Extreme is it's more it's
more intricate.
It's more intricate, yeah. So there's more you have to fill more in this. There's the pieces are It's more quilting. More quilting all the time. So yeah, that was a super quick first stream. This is why we're doing multiple games tonight. Next up, is Lady and the Tiger.
I'm very excited about this.
So this one is, he's just so excited he's gonna yawn.
Sorry.
So this is from Jellybean Games, and this is actually a collaboration game. So this box is pretty small. It has 5 games in it. It's really weighty. It's very full. It has 5 games in it, designed by Peter C. Hayward, Alicia Tolk, Kevin Carmichael, Ken Meyer, J.R. Honeycutt, and Philip Tutil. And we're going to play one of the 2-player games that's in this little kit, and we're going to show off the beautiful, amazing art as well, because the art in this game is awesome. This box runs $20, but we're going to talk about that more in the next episode stream of Steve and Tiffany Play Board Games. So yeah, if you're watching live, you can just hang out in the chat room on Twitch or YouTube. And what we do is, because we use the YouTube archival from a thing, I have to shut down the stream because I'm lazy. I could like cut these later and use something else, but we're gonna cut down the stream, or turn off the stream for about 5 minutes. We'll feed the dogs, and make sure they're happy because they want some dinner. And then we'll start the stream up again with a new title for The Lady and the Tiger. So if you're interested in watching that and you're watching live, just hang out in the chat amongst yourself. We'll be back. Otherwise, if you're watching in the future on YouTube, thanks for watching. I hope that Patchwork Express video was helpful. I know it took a little while to get started on that one, but
it was very express.
It was very express, the game itself, so I don't feel too bad. And I hope the timestamps at the bottom helped out. It's a new thing I'm doing. I'm trying to be better about being consistent with my timestamping, so yeah.
I would also say Patchwork Express would be good for a best of 3. If you wanted to play it.
Yeah.
I think it would be perfect for that.
Oh, yeah. I would totally do a best of 3 at Patchwork Express for you if we weren't planning on playing at least 2 other games tonight on camera.
No, it's a best of 3. We play all 3 games, and then we figure out best of 3.
And
then that counts as 1 point.
Oh, and then we have to play again.
We have to play the other 3 games another 2 times. Yeah.
Yeah, we can. I guess. Kabuki asked, before we go, have you ever played Seven Wonders Duel with the expansion? And the answer is yes. So we did like it slightly better than normal Seven Wonders Duel, but it didn't. There was another drafting game that recently came out that was 2-player that we actually preferred. I don't remember which one it was. Which says something, also.
Oh, well, I mean, Caper. I mean,
Caper.
I don't think that was.
We didn't have Caper by then,
yeah.
But Caper beats Seven Wonders Duel for us. And it was one of those things like we'd rather just play Seven Wonders than Seven Wonders Duel, and there was like a Kingmaker situation. But
and I think
anyway.
Also my main thing about Seven Wonders Duel, which was slightly mitigated in the expansion, which I think we did stream, was the last couple turns can be a little. The last couple turns of each round can be a little preordained because you know what choices people either can possibly do or are even like likely for them to do. So you can possibly see if the other player is going to win. Like if you haven't been able to stop them early from, say there's 2 science cards out and they're 1 away from winning science and you haven't already blocked them, you can be like, oh, I'm going to lose in 3 turns and there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe a third to a half of our Seven Wonders Duel games
we could see coming.
We could see the end coming. So.
Yeah. As for Keyforge, we have not gotten it. I didn't go to the event. I was way too busy at Gen Con to go to the event. They have like a Fantasy Flight has an open presser event where you could go and get the Keyforge decks, but I didn't go to it because it was super insanely busy and that was the only way to get them. So that's why I don't have a Keyforge deck, and that's why we haven't tried it. So
also, before I forget, we did get our copy of Palm Island, so if people want to see a stream of that, which it supports both 1 and 2-player.
Yeah,
I don't know
so maybe
2-player,
future. But we're gonna feed dogs. We'll be back. Hang out in the chat. Otherwise, we'll talk to you later. And thanks for watching.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.